So, my brother has retired from life. His subscription expired, and now he's taking the big nap. It's a good thing he always really liked his naps. What I'm trying to say, and if you didn't gather by the title, my brother passed away recently. I'm gonna eat tissues. His passing was sudden and unexpected, and I'm having a really hard time processing it. I want to make this video because I need to talk about it. I need to talk about him. I want to share him and his magic with all of you. I'm making this video because at some point in all of our lives, we have or will lose someone that we care for deeply. As a neurodivergent human, navigating the grieving process can be incredibly confusing and isolating. I want to share my grief journey with you in an attempt to make sense of it myself and to connect with others that are bearing this weight. My brother and I were 3.5 years apart and incredibly close. He would always joke that I was the older one and even went so far as to lie to his friends about it. Jacob was our Peter Pan. He had an incredibly playful approach to life. He was an artist in every sense of the word. Creation in all of its magnificent forms was his life's mission. And if there's one thing that you take from this video, it's that art is a vessel for connection, for play, for healing. For the majority of my life, I couldn't connect with him over art, something that was so vital to his being because I couldn't see beyond my own perfectionism. He was incredibly talented, and nothing that I created seemed to come close, so I didn't even try. He was the artist. I was the realist. I remember one time telling him, I'm just not artistic. And he rolled his eyes and said, everyone's an artist. And he's right. Art isn't about the end result. It's about the process. Life is art. I have a whole script written out in front of me about what happened in the days and weeks after I found out about his passing. And I'm looking at it and thinking that maybe that's not actually what's important. Grief has taken a really big toll on me. I lost a significant amount of weight. I wasn't able to sleep for weeks, almost a month. I feel like I look and sound different. Grief has ravaged my body. I feel like my body is speaking the things that I can't. It's giving an outward glimpse into what's actually happening inside. I've experienced death before, but this one hits different. This one completely shattered me in one phone call, and it continues to shatter me over and over. One of the hardest things about processing this as a neurodivergent person is that I find myself forgetting that he's gone and being in a moment of joy, watching my kids do something, taking a video, and getting excited about sending it to him because he was my, my primary person that I talked to and shared things with, getting excited about sending it to him, and then remembering and experiencing that phone call again, experiencing the weight again, and then feeling guilty for forgetting. On one of the last visits that I had with him, not knowing that it was one of the last ones, I asked him what his aesthetic was. And he said, things that aren't supposed to go together: leather and lace, glam and grunge. And I like to think that life and death would fit his aesthetic. His passing has completely dismantled me and has been incredibly devastating. But in that darkness, I found moments of the deepest and most pure love that I've ever experienced. I have nothing against those who are, but I am not a religious person. I am, however, deeply spiritual, and this experience has confirmed any doubts that I might have had about there being something else. Call it God, spirit, energy. Something exists outside of this physical form. And knowing that has given me a deep sense of peace. For the first 5 years of my life, my name for my brother was Hardy. No one knew why I called him that. It doesn't sound anything like his actual name. Nobody knew where it came from. But Jacob always said that it was because we knew each other in a past life. And maybe we did know each other in a past form. And maybe we danced together, knowing that we would meet again. Or maybe in this life, even as a toddler, I knew that he was different. And he consumed so much of my heart. It's been 3 months and I'm still falling apart. And while the waves of grief are crashing less frequently. They're still crashing, some of them so strong that they take my breath away, and they come on unexpectedly with no warning, no rhyme or reason. They'll come when I'm grocery shopping or when I'm walking to pick my kid up from school. I know at some point when I think about him, I won't feel sadness, and I look forward to that day. I miss thinking about him and laughing. I'm having a hard time processing the image that I had created that always included him as a guaranteed pillar in my life. I'm struggling to rework that. I'm having a hard time processing that that pillar is no longer there, at least not in his physical form. And I know all of the yada yada yada, he's always with you, da 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 da. That doesn't take away from the fact that no, he's actually not here physically. Life is wild and unexpected and turbulent sometimes. It's a fucking ride. We're on it one day and the next we're not. Or you're on it and your best friend gets tossed off halfway through. I know that I'm going to be okay. I know that it's not going to feel this heavy always, but I think that it's important to also honor this part of it because grief isn't a bad thing. It's the physical representation of the immense love and impact that a person has in your life when they're gone. And I'm grateful for it. Fucking sucks. It's not fun to feel, but I'm grateful for it because it means that I had someone really special to cause this amount of pain. I can hear him whispering, "Oh, gross. Why are you crying on the internet?" I don't really know how to tie this up, so I will just end it here and say thank you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. If you've lost someone that you care for deeply, I see you. I'm sitting with you, and see you in the next video.